welcome to Aligned Trading. I'm going to be showing you how to identify key price levels and how I determine my zones for when I am trading. The first level we're going to be going over right here is how you could have identified this possible bounce right here from a price level within the chart right here. So if we notice right here, there is a lot of reaction, and I would chart my level right at this level because you can see we have a candle close above it. There's a wick here, but we're still getting the close above it, and these wicks right here are touching it perfectly. So this would be charted on my chart, and on the SPY chart right here, it is up on there. If you look in my daily recap videos, this was the level that we got the bounce off of, and we were prepared for it. We saw this inverse head and shoulder, as well as a possible cup starting to form at this level, right? We see this as a possibility, and that is exactly what ended up happening. Once again, you get this inverse head and shoulder cup, and we are now here looking for some sort of continuation. But back to the price levels now. Another one that can possibly be identified right here is we have a lot of reaction in this area, as well as support right here that had turned to resistance. And if I go ahead and add my line now, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So the close right here is where I will add it. And you can see once again, look where price reacts. You get, right, the rejection off of it. Then we get the break above. You can also see how we reacted with it prior to even this right here. You can see that we used this level as well as a minor level right here that I would add because of the close right here, the wick, and then once again we turned it to resistance, and we get the bounce of it right here, which completes once again this inverse head and shoulder as well as this cup, and you can see we go up right here, forming this perfect level to it and giving us that other shoulder. Another price level, if we were going to be looking to go down, I would add is this one right here. We can see that we got a nice double close off of the bottom of it, and that is a reason we should add the level, because once again, look what happens right here. You see price revisiting it, trying to get above it. It's holding below, forming wicks and closes right at it. And then once we do get above, you can see we are able to actually get the bounce almost to that level, but slightly above. I wouldn't really add that level. This is the same level right here. I would be looking for it because of that right there. Now, adding another level, you can see up here we have this level right here, which reacts multiple times. Once again, you get the wick, the wick, the wick, then it starts forming as resistance. And sure enough, look what we get the bounce off of right here. Look what we almost touch right here. It's not always going to be exact. Sometimes it will just fall short, but you can start to be prepared for, hey, up here, if you're in longs, you can understand that, hey, maybe at this level right here, we're going to see some sort of reaction. And yes, it could just keep going, but you will at least be able to prepare. So once this first red candle comes in right here, you can say, okay, look, now I know that my stop needs to go below this right here. And if it goes back down, that's cool. Or if you got a better entry and you're looking for the bigger move, right? You just know that watch this level for the shoulder forming right here, and you can put your stop below this level. And if it goes down and completes this inverse cup right here, then more than likely you're going to see it continue, possibly breaking back down. The next price level that we will use later on, if we just identify it here and mark it as a level, right, is this level right here that we can see is added. And once it is, you see that price reacts, right, many times. You see the wicks, right here forming below, and then look what we get right here. What do we get off of this level? You see this head, shoulder, and other shoulder once it closes below. get the move down. Once again, revisiting this price level, and the reason when we got this gap up right here in the morning, I actually used this level for a trade. I told members to be looking for the bounce in this area on 506 to 507 translated on the SPY because of all of the resistance previously right here, all the price action that we had at it. That would be the level to look for if we were going to be under or if we were going to get the bounce above. Now looking into the future and showing you how I would be charting for the next day ahead, we can see we have a level right here that has been reacted with many times. So we are going to go ahead and put this as our level, and you can see that that is where the initial resistance and rejection was right here at this level, because we saw all of these wicks right here and the perfect closes. So that's a good level. Now, if we get above this right here, we will be looking for possibly a move higher at one of these levels right here that I'm going to chart. You can see that we get this price level right here. So we're going to be looking now for, once again, this to be forming right here, possibly something like that before we get the move higher, get to this level right here, another rejection, and so on until we get to this level up here. If I show you, we can identify it because of all of this resistance, and this will be the next level to be looking out for. So now with those same price levels that we identified on the 30-minute, looking at them on our 1-minute chart, where does this level become? It ends up becoming the range right here because we identified those two levels right there. We get the initial bounce off of it, and we don't break out of the range. So now we will be looking possibly right for this inverse cup to close, and if it wants to go lower, or do we see something like this with the controlled selling algorithm that has been able to bring us up like that and see if we can continue going higher. So zoomed out a little bit more, you can see how it is playing into the 1-minute chart and how possible entries could be formed. You can see how price maneuvers within these levels right here. You can see how it is following this level right here, right? It's revisiting it. You're seeing it continue along this level down here, as well as these. You can see how price goes to it, falls down, comes back up. You go to this level, right? And it is staying within our levels right here. You get the move down off of that level, the break above. We come down, retest, try to form support off of it. You get the handle, we get to this level, and then once again, we're forming resistance at this level, which is identifying our zones. So you're starting to see that there are zones within each of these levels right here that tell us how we are going to trade it. Is this a trend zone? Is it a wide zone? Right here you can see that this zone is very small, but it is respecting this zone right here. You get a liquidity grab to the downside, right? Comes right back up. You see that? Same thing here. You get the retest off of it. You start moving higher. Now zooming out a little bit more, you can see this same sort of zone right here is being respected within this zone. You get the breakout of this zone. We come to this zone up here, right? That price was within, and you get just a rip through it. So you can actually know that right here is a potential zone for a massive move very quickly because of all of this liquidity within this zone right here that we had not visited yet. You can see this liquidity right here. It moved through it very easily. So once again, pay attention when it held right off of this level right there. Look for potential move up. Same thing right here. You can see the liquidity had not been visited to this cup level right here, or potentially our next zone, which we ended up hitting. But you can see move very quickly to this zone before the sell-off back to our other zone right here with all of this liquidity and another big move up. That is all it is. So now I'm going to show you what it would actually look like if I was trading this throughout a day and what I would be looking for with these price levels and the algorithm. So the first thing right here is you can see we have this controlled selling algorithm. Once again, you see that same algorithm coming in right here, and we get the move up off of it, completing this cup. You see this shoulder right there, forming this inverse shoulder off of that level, and you get the move higher. Now at this zone right here, at the top level, what do we see? We already see some tapering, so we can expect possibly a quick move down right here because we know that this is a possible area for it to already happen with the tapering and then this head and shoulder. That is why you get the move down. You see the shoulder form at that same level previously that had formed before. You get another move down. You see price react exactly to that same level that it keeps testing, does not break above, so you sell off one more time. Now, you could add another level here on the 1 minute chart because of the previous liquidity. So if I show you this right here, I wouldn't add this on the 30-minute chart, however, but on the 1 minute chart, absolutely this would be on there because I notice that this is a potential zone. Now going back to the levels we had before, you can see at this level, we start to form this inverse head and shoulder once again, and this cup with the same algorithm that we had before, bringing us up. Once again, bringing us up. Same algorithm right here. It's the same thing. At this price level right here, we had already rejected from it once. So what are we expecting with the structure already forming right here being bullish? A possible breakout, and that's what happened. Now you get the breakout, you start moving above. We don't have any levels up here. So what happens? You get one more retest to this level, and from there, it is a slow grind up using our algorithms as we go, just like this. And once again, at this level right here, you could add another on the 1 minute chart, but on the 30-minute, no, we would not identify that. But you can see price here reacts a couple of times. This would be a potential level, especially when we are looking for this to complete the inverse cup at that level to then give us a potential handle here if we want to go down, right? But what happens, we get the opposite of that, and it gives us the fake out that it often does with these inverse cups that it forms, right? It tries here, you see it form here, move up, same thing here. Every time it does that, it just keeps going higher. So right here, we see it again, and it's on a bigger one. Once again, you see the same thing continuing. It's doing that same thing using the algorithms and these price levels. Right here on the 1 minute, you could add another level. We could identify it right here. We see price reacts many times with it. You can see it tries to hold above. Now looking at my levels translated from the 30-minute chart, I have a couple more, and with my algorithms, you can see how price is following this algorithm right here up, as well as we have this algorithm and my price levels right here that we can see are very important. You can see a lot of reactions off of them throughout the day. They play into many structures that are beginning to form right here. You can see we have this. We would be looking for that handle right here as I was explaining on SPX if we wanted to go down, and I would take the trade to the downside, and where I would look to enter more or another position because I would expect a bounce off of this red level once again. Once it got below that red level, take another trade to the downside, and I would have a level right here potentially. Now going back up to this level right here, I would not be going long until I saw a bullish microstructure to go long. Right here, this is not really something I'm looking for so weak off of such a big important price level, especially with this tapering algorithm that we can see right here. And what do we eventually get? We get a head and shoulder off of this price level for the move down, trying to complete again this inverse cup at this price level right here. It didn't end up going all the way, it went to this level right here, but you can see eventually we did come back down and retest that level using this as another retest for a failed break above with a head and shoulder, and that is how it plays out. Thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more content as well as look at the playlist. There's more in there for you to learn about this strategy and how to understand it.